Pearl Davis is somebody who I've talked about a couple times on the channel, and I am a fan of. Hannah Pearl Davis. She is a very controversial figure in the manosphere area of the internet. She is known for discussing gender relations and just in general, the modern society, positives, negatives, marriage, all these type of things, birth rates, basically culture. She's basically a culture queen. Everything non-directly political. She's not really very knowledgeable in like hardcore politics, but she knows of it, but she's more in everything outside of that. Her content is excellent. That's why she's amassed over 1 million followers on YouTube. And for some reason, she got demonetized on YouTube. I don't know why. I don't know if it had to do with the Nick. She had young Nick on, but let me give you a taste of what her channel is. I think on her profile page on X, she has a good little introduction to it and support her. This is, if you like her content, check it out. I'm a huge fan. The Audacity Network. This is Pearl Davis, a little mixtape she did.
I mean, I started getting banned back in like 2005. I lost America Online and I got kicked off MySpace. They erased me there. And I believe, because they don't tell you why, but I think it was because of my work on the September 11th terrorist attacks.
Thank you very much.
Looking at you like,
I don't know. Come on, Nick. It's science. No, of course you don't buy it. But tell me why.
I asked them, would you ever tell anyone what to say in an interview? Is that good journalism for you to tell someone what to say? And they said no, and I just said press play. And then 48 hours later, I was deplatformed from every single social media.
Wait, that got you kicked off?
But women will go, I'm independent, I don't need no man, because I have an OnlyFans, and men pay my OnlyFans, and if anyone comes up to me, I'll call a male police officer. I don't need men.
YouTube put like crazy montages, new editing styles. YouTube used to be a creative space, and then this algorithm thing started where everybody is trying to get pushing the algorithm so hard. And you need to stay relevant, you need to have a ton of watch time. So it does not incentivize you to make a 5-minute creative video.
Which the documentary was about how the BBC...
Oh, let's bring that back again. That there is going to be, I'm going to get into some joking, some foolishness from Pearl, but I actually do want to cover it in a serious way, in a way. And it's exactly what Sneeko mentioned. And good news, sidetracking, great news. Sneeko's back. Sneeko has been back to uploading his 8 to 12 minute segment clips. They're basically montages of him in the streets, but then doing some narrative work. And people are telling me he did the editing. I'm telling you, this is some of the best video content in the political, whatever this Rumble commentary arena is. Sneeko is in that top 1% as of talent, and he had fallen off for a second. He's a young man. I never wanted to diss him. He's still fighting through and learning about these issues and skin color and all that kind of stuff. And his content, he's back. Sneeko is back. So let's hear what Sneeko had to say here. He had something to say that I want to marinate on a little bit.
Editing styles. YouTube used to be a creative space, and then this algorithm thing started where everybody is trying to get pushing the algorithm so hard. And you need to stay relevant, you need to have a ton of watch time. So it does not incentivize you to make a 5-minute creative video.
Which the documentary was about how the BBC lie and how they destroy.
So keep that in mind, what Sneeko said here. I'm going to finish off her montage and then get into, well, how does that affect the trajectory of Hannah Pearl Davis? Why do people not like her? Because the way that I work is I kind of look at the silly things she does and I know why she's doing it, and it's not the substance of what she brings to the table. This montage actually is a montage of the substance, but the substance costs money. I don't know if she flew all these guests in. She was in London. I think she's in the States now. I lost track of where she is. She moved to the States last I saw, but that was months ago. And it costs money, just like Timcast IRL. You fly people in. It costs money. It's a lot of production, all that. But for her, if she's not monetized like Tim Pool is. So where is she getting the money from? She has the paid paywall on her site. How do you drive people to your site? How do you stay relevant? These aren't going to cut it. Substantive videos that cost a lot of money, a lot of prep, a lot of preparation, that doesn't cut it. Dom Luker did a video on that, basically. Let me continue this and I'll show you what someone like Hannah Pearl Davis will do, and I can't blame her because she wants to eat off of this. What does she have to do? I've done some of the same stuff. I just do reaction videos on my after show Carnage channel. It's just a reaction, sometimes a reaction to a reaction to a reaction, whatever. That's the only way I can get consistent views that I've found. So I'm doing the algorithmic wave. She's taking it to another step further.
Name of anyone who challenges the government's narrative. And then I exposed it in the documentary. And that's the reason within 48 hours, as I said, I wasn't just sent back to prison. I was also censored off of every social media.
And the second anything bad were to happen to you, the second you were physically threatened, or times were to get hard, or war were to start, or famine, or riots, the first thing you do is find a big strong man, shit yourself, and throw the feminism out the window. Feminism goes out the fuck.
They just can't defend that anymore. And one of the big reasons is Twitter. People for the first time are seeing what war looks like.
They hate capitalism. They think communism is good. They latch on to and so when you lose the identity of a place, like you can't really describe American culture now. What is it?
Great point.
Hey, Auntie, I beg, give the girl a chance to speak now and relax.
What girl?
Hey,
what have I said?
this one.
What have I said?
I'm addressing the elephant in the room, innit?
If there's something to say, just say it.
And shout out to Hannah Pearl Davis. She is somebody who's very accessible. I have actually exchanged just very brief chats with her. She actually commented on one of the videos. She's really down to earth. I'm a fan. But let me show you what she has to do. It's a good laugh. I mean, I'm fine with this, man. It's Hannah. She's like, y'all know the game. Come on now. But here's what she did. This is how long does this thread take? The thread has, at this point, 6.5 million views. Give me one substantive social or political topic that Hannah Pearl Davis could cut through the algorithm on X. She's not one of the people that Elon replies to. The people who get these large, sometimes you'll see some people get it, and then very often they get community noted. So she got 6.5 million views. That's a good chunk of change made on this if she's monetized on X. And what was the post? What was the thread about? Now that 2024 is coming to a close, it's time to vote for our most important award, Catfish of the Year. I want to give special thanks to all the filters, plastic surgeons, and FaceTime app that make this all possible. Please vote by liking and retweeting the lovely ladies. Ironically, she's saying that sarcastically in this context. I don't think Pearl really cares about this that much, but you'll see what she does here. In the thread below, I also want to thank, I don't know who this, Cadillo Nuclear for bringing attention to these lovely ladies. I don't know who that is or what that reference is. I'll click that link real quick just to see. Just he's on her network, I believe, that dude. I believe that's the dude that's on her network, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. First on deck, we have, and I am a fan of Josie. This is no diss to Josie. I'm just reporting the news. I'm not getting involved in this. Here's what's happening. And so what she did is, you see, she put a picture of Josie. I don't know if it's filtered, whatever, looking like that. Kind of looks AI-ish. Okay, she looks good. And then they show Josie not filtered or AI-ish or whatever. And supposedly it doesn't look as good. Not as flattering is what Pearl Davis is doing. Pearl is a fool for this one. First on deck, we have the redheaded libertarian. Josie is a 40-year-old conservative tweeter who made us think she looked 28 and hot. I don't really think she looks 28 there. She looks good, but you see how you exaggerate the take. Unfortunately, she's a mid like the rest of us. Pearl is so stupid. Pearl, you are stupid. You are a fool for this one. I don't mean that as stupid. I mean, I'll end my take here. You will have to stay for this take. If you're going to, I'm going to leave this one to the end because if I had started with this, I have a feeling the comments would flame me for it. But I'm going to end with it. So only those who stick around or fast forward to the end will get the take that I probably will get flamed for, but I do stand on. Unfortunately, she's a mid like the rest of us. Here we go. As soon as I saw this, I was like, get the popcorn. This is going to get wild. Please like this if you think she deserves this award. The Catfish of the Year Award 2024. Pearl. Pearl, what's going on? So what is going on? What do you want Pearl to do to get people to drive? YouTube she talks about real stuff on her site. YouTube demonetized her YouTube demonetized. This thread probably took cost per minute, cost per hour, nothing to put this together. So she puts it together, 6.5 million views. How many of them? Maybe 1,000 of them go to her website and maybe 500 of them subscribe. I don't know what it is, $10 a month or whatever it is. And you got $5,000 a month and plus the revenue from this over a Twitter thread that probably took not too much time to put together. You could do a Twitter thread or a great video, spend production, editing, kind of marketing, and not get 6.5 million views. So we get down in the gutter. Engagement bait. She's creating a reaction where there was none. I'm going to react to these catfish pictures. Then what happens? Pearl knows it. Pearl's I believe she was a marketer or some type of salesperson before. She knows this stuff. So she does this to trigger all these women here. It's basically she's creating her own calendar gate in a way. Not exactly the same, but calendar gate blew up because you had all the different conservative people involved weighing in. So you have the million of this person, the million, the 500 of this person, the 2 billion of this person. And then that doesn't even count the fans and the ancillary people who jump in because it's trending. I'm surprised it hasn't it's at the end of this is going to get to 10 million views. So it's incentivizing Pearl Davis to do this. Let's keep on going. Who else does she have in here? So she has for the Catfish Award. Next up we have, so we got problems with this one. Sydney Sweeney. Next up we have Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney portrayed herself to be a blonde bombshell, but unfortunately without the professional makeup, she looks like another college girl at the University of Arizona. Please like this if you think she deserves the award. And I'm going to go on the record that Pearl, I'm not even non-ironically, Sydney Sweeney, I do consider her somewhat of a butter face. I don't mean that any disrespect. I consider myself a butter face. I got a face for radio. So I'm not trying to, it is what it is. I could look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. It doesn't matter. You have a butter face either way. So here we are. But Jim Rome used to say, come on, y'all. Appearance is never content for the show. It's never show fodder. But here it is. I will have to say, I saw these pictures of Sydney Sweeney. I did not know who it was. I saw them from Mel, homie, friend of the show, village crazy lady, Mel off of X, who's blown up to be one of the best X people on there. And I think it was her. I think she was the one that posted it or replied to it or something. And I was like, who is that? Oh, no, it might have been Heidi, actually, not Mel. It was Heidi, the lesbian that has been on Timcast. I don't know what else she does. She's just very interesting influencer. I'm a big supporter. Heidi was posting it, and she said something about being attracted to it because she's a lesbian. But I was like, I don't know who that is. I don't like the sunglasses there because I don't really know what your face looks like. But the pictures are banging. The pictures they're appealing. the two-piece ones. I didn't even know it didn't even look like Sydney. I didn't even know who it was. Why were these pictures controversial? In my opinion, her melons are for my taste, too big because they just fly. They're just too big. I like them a little bit more compact than that. But the pictures are outstanding. So no, Pearl, that one doesn't work for me. But I got you. I see you. She's trying to get a different demographic in there to respond. What if Sydney Sweeney had to? That was her lotto one. Obviously, Pearl wants the women to respond. What if Sydney Sweeney had responded to the bait? Oh, then it would definitely have gotten to 20 million, 30 million views. Worth the risk. Pearl Davis says, next up to bat, but somebody like Sydney Sweeney, I don't think she even runs her account. So there wouldn't be that I got to defend my honor type of thing in there, probably. Next up to bat, we have Paige Spiranak. Paige is a professional golfer. We've seen her a lot. We've seen a lot of, well, I haven't talked about her a lot, but you see a lot of her. You go to YouTube shorts, whatever they call them in TikTok. She's all over the place. Paige is a professional golfer, social media personality, and model. Paige portrayed herself as a solid 9.5. Yeah, I wouldn't say that, but unfortunately, under the filter, she looks like my childhood babysitter. I guess your childhood babysitter wasn't a 9.5, Pearl. Please like and retweet if you vote for Paige. Remember, she wants you to vote for who's the biggest catfish. And so she posts a picture of the social media, touched up, all that stuff, and then what they look like in real life. Yeah. I mean, is that really the picture or not? I don't know what you want me to say there. Facetune can hide a lot, and this next one, in this case, it hit 20 pounds. We all thought that Lolita Diarius, I don't even know how to pronounce this, Diarius was a Puerto Rican bombshell, but unfortunately the receipts came out. Again, this is not my words, this is Pearl Davis. She did threaten to sue me over this post, but I refuse to be silenced. I will show the judge these posts, Lolita. This is fraud. Please like and retweet if you think she should be Catfish of the Year. So you have her, she looks like, I guess she looks okay. I'm not really moved. She has the typical kind of BBL-ish look here. I'm not really moved, to be honest with you. And then Pearl, she looks like just some random woman that you would see at a kid's birthday party or something. Like, just from the back, it's just not impressive, the real life picture. And then, not that she's not attractive there, it's just not what you were advertised. Okay, let's moving along. Next up to bat, we have Sabrina Ann Lynn, a phenomenal singer and pop sensation, but under all the makeup, she is too a mid. Please like and retweet if you vote for her. This one is a weird one because I think she actually looks way better without the makeup. And that's very often guys will say that, without or less makeup. I think she looks way better with the picture on the right in this case here. I have no idea who this person is. Not much, doesn't move me much either way. Next up, we have, I honestly wouldn't have recognized her without the makeup. She has heavy makeup. E-girl, this is funny. Pearl Davis she's a trash talker too. She is hilarious. Next up, we have this lovely conservative streamer whose name I forgot. Pearl!
Finish him.
Finish her. Pearl, come on, girl. That's so petty. That's so petty. It's Melanie Mack. Pearl Davis is like, I have this conservative streamer who's really lovely. Damn, I forgot her name. But whatever. What we thought was a hot e-girl looks like my mom's friend Rebecca growing up. Oh, man, Pearl. I don't know what to do with you, Pearl. My thoughts on Pearl are going to be my clothes. We thought she was hot. Turns out she's just hot for her age. Vote and retweet if you want to vote for her. Her extra makeup here doesn't do much for me, and the eyeliner doesn't do much for me. Next up, I actually think this is just, again, I am not with, I just do not like big melons. It's just, I know that's a lot of guys are into, I'm not into them like that. They don't do anything for me. I need them to be more manageable than that, to be honest with you, because they just just hang around I just don't need them. Next up, we have Courtney Nill, a conservative thirst trapper, but she's cute. I think she's very attractive in either picture, so I don't know I think Pearl probably just includes them just to include them. I don't know what the deal was on that one. And this is the one that Pearl knew. Like, I'm gonna guarantee between Josie and Isabel DeLuca, I'm gonna get 2 million views, hands down, just based on them two, because Pearl knows they will fire back. Why would Josie fire back? Why would Isabel fire back? Because, and Josie literally said that in one of these replies, if Pearl is going to grift engagement bait, this is why I say Twitter is kind of worse even after Elon Musk, before Elon Musk, for many reasons. But one of them is you monetize the site. It encourages this. It creates a better incentive to do a cheap shot that might make money. So I'm playing the lotto. I'll just do cheap shot after cheap shot, and one of them will bang up for 2 mil, and I'll make, I don't know, 1,000 or 2 off of it. And here we go. Isabel replying to Pearl helps Pearl get more views. So Isabel replies because Pearl is grifting off of her. So Isabel's like, well, I can get views too to grift off of Pearl grifting off of me. And I'm doing a video grifting off of Pearl, grifting off of Isabel, and you're replying to, if you do in the comments, because on my other channel, people will reply and say, well, you're just reacting to a reaction of a reaction to a reaction. And then I'll reply, well, you're commenting on a reaction to a reaction to a reaction, and I'm commenting to your reaction. It's just like, okay, just don't watch it if you don't want to. Next up, we have Isabel DeLuca, otherwise known as Cake Melons. I believe she was baking that cake in the tight, it wasn't spandex, but it was a tight top, and the melons were protruding. They're not necessarily a diss. I mean, again, not for me, but for many. Congrats on your nomination, Isabella. She knew Isabella was going to respond, so she didn't even have to do much in the debate text here. She did way more in the text notice to the people. She didn't know if they would respond or not to get them to respond. This one, Pearl, you're wrong for this one. Okay. Pearl, you're just really wrong for this one. Here we go. What's her name? Brittany Venti, and she just left the pics. That's all she said. She just said Brittany Venti. Next up, we have Brittany Venti. With the makeup and all that, I don't know where that picture's from. Pearl. Next up, we have Chrissy. I'm a big fan of Chrissy Mayer. Nothing like a mother of one trying to prove she's still got it. But Pearl is a mother of none. I don't understand. But she's saying that she's picking her trash talking to trigger the person specifically. So here's Chrissy Mayer. I think she's very attractive. If she's married, I'm married. I'm not trying. I'm just objectively, she's very attractive in any of these pictures. So, and this one here, she used the age filter. I think she's still attractive, to be honest with you. So, yeah, there you go. But that's not the point. Pearl would be like, who cares? That's not the point. Sarah Gonzalez is not a fan of these. I can guarantee you she was seething. With the makeup, I've heard her reply to Pearl. I don't know if she replied to this one. Without the makeup, yeah, there's a difference. What are you going to do? We have 2 last-minute submissions. Okay. I think I've had enough. Okay. So I said, I actually replied on this here, but some people kind of clown Pearl, of course. Somebody, everybody tried to say Pearl looks like this and Pearl looks like that. She's not the most attractive. Here's the pro one. Isabella Maria DeLuca replied and got 204,000 under there. And then did a close up of Pearl. That's actually not the worst close up of Pearl. Oh, is that the bad? That was supposed to be the good picture. So that's kind of, I guess that is bad if that's going to be the good picture, which is what she was doing. So, and then here's Pearl, and I don't know what she looks like. Honestly, it's a bad picture. So. So Isabel DeLuca's like, you forgot to add yourself, you silly goose. You see what the conversation derails into when there's really no conversation. Let me go into mine. I'm going to go into my search, and I'm going to say, actually surprise people potentially. I think Pearl's underrated, believe it or not, as a whole package. I really do. And I'm just going in there to make sure I have my thoughts aligned. But I'll let you know my thought process on it is, and somebody replied to me, and that's why I had it in in my thoughts, like where I didn't even think about it until somebody replied. And I was like, you're right. Here's what I'm going to articulate. I'm like, okay, as a matter of discussion, unpopular take, but I think Pearl's underrated. As you said, I'm talking to somebody who said some of the same things, but I added on to it. The height, she's relatively tall. I mean, Pearl, I think, is taller than me. She might be 6'1". She's a volleyball player. I don't know. I think she played in college. I'm not sure, but fairly good volleyball. My wife plays volleyball also. I think she's 6'1". I'm 6 feet. So my point is, height is good genetics. I mean, there. So you have good athletic, and she's athletic. She's my height. So if she puts on heels, I'm looking up at her. So that's not for me. I'm just personally, I'm not looking up at my wife or girl. That's not going to happen. You just have to find a taller man or not, someone who's not me. That's not going to happen for me. But she's 6 feet tall. She's athletic. And then I added on to that, she has courage. I love courage. It's a currency and I think that's partly genetic, potentially. She's extremely bright. She's self-made, extremely bright. Intelligence through the chart. Her recall's good. Her understanding's good. And believe it or not, that's just engagement based. She's really humble, in my opinion, when I watch her naturally. So the genetics are there. Honestly, there's a lot to appreciate if you look beyond surface level judgments. I would pick her over many of those other women listed. I mean, and no diss to those women that we just saw. I honestly don't think there's one, just what I know of them. And I know a lot of them from just content. I don't know them personally. I would pick Pearl over probably all of them.
The next clip is ready below. Welcome to After Show Carnage.